Most Americans think success looks like comfort, stability, and freedom. But what if success in America no longer means thriving? It only means surviving. What if the bar for making it has been lowered so quietly that no one noticed? Today, millions of Americans are being praised for resilience, applauded for hustle, and celebrated for endurance, while quietly drowning. This is the story of how America turned survival into success. Not long ago, success was simple. You worked hard, you earned enough, you saved, and you slowly built a life. You didn't need to be rich. You just needed stability. Home you could afford, healthcare that didn't terrify you. A job that paid the bills, and the confidence that one bad month wouldn't destroy everything. That version of success wasn't glamorous, but it was humane. Today, that version is disappearing. Now listen to how success is described. I'm doing okay, I'm managing, we're surviving. At least I still have a job. These phrases aren't warning signs anymore. They're milestones. Somewhere along the way, America stopped asking whether people were secure and started congratulating them for enduring stress. Survival stopped being temporary. It became the goal. This shift didn't happen overnight. It happened quietly, policy by policy, crisis by crisis. Wages stopped keeping up with living costs. Housing turned into an investment vehicle instead of shelter. Healthcare became a financial minefield. Education became debt-powered. Childcare became unaffordable. But instead of fixing these systems, society adjusted expectations. If you're exhausted, that's normal. If you're anxious about money, that's adulthood. If you're one emergency away from collapse, that's just life. In this new system, success ISNT, measured by what you have it, S measured by what hasn't gone wrong yet. You're doing well if you haven't missed rent. You're responsible if your credit card isn't maxed out yet. You're lucky if you didn't get sick this year. This isn't prosperity. This is delayed crisis. What's most dangerous is how normalized this has become. People don't talk about financial safety anymore. They talk about coping. They don't dream about freedom. They dream about getting through the month. Entire generations have internalized the idea that constant pressure is normal, that exhaustion is proof of effort, and that stress is the price of ambition. Social media plays its role too. Hustle culture reframes burnout as dedication. If you're tired, you're told to grind harder. You're struggling, you're told to optimize. Budget better. Side hustle more. Wake up earlier. Sleep less. System never takes responsibility. The individual always does. And here's the trick. When survival is framed as success, failure becomes personal. If you fall behind, it's not because the system is unstable. It's because you didn't try hard enough. Shame replaces outrage. Silence replaces resistance. People don't demand change when they think the problem is them. Look at how emergencies are treated now. A medical bill, a car repair, a job loss. These are normal life events, but in America, they're financial disasters. Yet, instead of questioning why basic life risks can destroy families, we celebrate people who bounce back. We admire resilience instead of fixing the conditions that require it. Even the language has changed. Living paycheck to paycheck used to signal trouble. Now it describes the majority. Side hustle used to mean extra ambition. Now it means survival income. Gig work is sold as flexibility, but often it's instability disguised as freedom. Insurance once meant to protect, now feels like a gamble. Deductibles are so high that people avoid care. Coverage is so complex that few understand it. And when something goes wrong, people turn to GoFundMe because it's convenient, but because the system failed. Crowdfunding has become America's emergency response system, and no one is asking why. The middle class feels this most sharply. On paper, they're successful. Jobs, homes, cars, degrees. But beneath the surface, they're fragile. One missed paycheck, one illness, one economic shift, and everything collapses. The margin for error has vanished. What makes this system so effective is that it keeps people busy. Busy paying bills, busy working overtime, busy worrying. There's no time to step back and ask bigger questions. No time to organize, no time to resist. Just enough comfort to keep going, but never enough security to relax. And when people finally break, the narrative is already written. Burnout is framed as weakness. Debt is framed as irresponsibility. Financial stress is framed as poor planning. The system is never blamed, only the individual. This is how survival became success. Not because Americans chose it, but because expectations were quietly lowered. Stability became a luxury. Rest became a reward. Security became optional. And the most unsettling part? Many people don't even realize how much they've accepted. They celebrate getting through the week. Yes. They feel proud of surviving the year. Yes. They adjust dreams downward and call it maturity. But survival is not success. Endurance is not prosperity. Coping is not thriving. A healthy system doesn't require constant sacrifice just to remain afloat. A fair society doesn't congratulate people for surviving conditions that shouldn't exist. And a successful life isn't defined by how much pressure you can withstand. America didn't just raise costs, it lowered standards. It taught people to accept less while working more. It reframed struggle as strength and called it progress. The real question isn't why Americans are resilient, it's why they're required to be. And until that question is answered honestly, success in America will continue to mean one thing: you made it through this time.